I'm going to go over some of the care and maintenance that is needed for your robot to last a long time. But before I start, I want you to note that there is a difference between a robot vacuum cleaner and your old traditional vacuum cleaners. Traditional vacuum cleaner is perfectly sealed from the outside environment, from the dirt and everything that it goes through. Whereas a robot vacuum cleaner, and it's true in all kinds of robots, it is not possible to fully seal the robot from the outside environment because of the moving parts that the robot has, the sensors, as you see, and all of these moving parts basically could allow dust or dirt to enter the inside the robot. That's why it's very important to keep your robot clean. So in summary, more care and maintenance is needed for a robot vacuum cleaner than a normal traditional vacuum cleaner, which obviously runs with a high voltage current in comparison with a robot that is using battery to run its motors and fan. A robot vacuum cleaner is almost like a computer moving through dirt and dust. So it has to be taken care of to make sure that your robot lasts a very long time. So let's begin. Basically after every cleaning or every time that you use the robot, it is very clear. I'm sure everybody knows you will need to empty the dust box. Empty it in a bin. Otherwise, the hair, dust, and dirt will accumulate here and will stop basically the flow of air through the fan, which is obviously not good for the fan motor. And it may weaken the motor, and eventually it could burn out the motor if this is left full for a long time. The other thing that you would want to do after every cleaning, just to check the back of the robot and have a look and see if a lot of hair has been stuck in the brushes. And in this case, as you see, there are a lot of hair here stuck in the robot, which stops the brushes from moving freely. So again, that can put a lot of pressure on the motors. Just for information, one robot probably has about 7 or 8 motors that runs each part of the robot. And keeping these free for movement is very important. So after every use, you check. You don't have to clean every time. But if you see that there are a lot of hair stuck here, you would want to clean it. And I will show you the cleaning sort of procedure next. So after every week of cleaning, what you want to do is get a wet wipe around the laser sensor if it's a laser robot that you have, and wipe around the bumper, because in these areas you can have a lot of dust that accumulates, and if you have too much dust accumulated here, over time it can gradually penetrate into the body of the robot. So after I would say after a few sessions of cleaning, weekly probably, it is needed to do that, and then do some cleaning around the wheels as well, especially this area, so that the dust is not sucked into the inside the robot over time, right? So you clean this and that will be sufficient. Then we come to the brushes. For brushes, as you can see here, a lot of hair has been stuck around these brushes, which stops the flow of the movement. So what we need to do here is to remove the brushes. You just grab two, basically side of the brush, and pull it out here and here. And you remove here, you see that there are even hair and there are some other material stuck in here. So you remove all everything that is stuck around here. Yeah. So that's free. And that's free as well. Make sure that when you're putting back the brushes, the side brushes, you match the side correctly. R and R, and here we have L left, goes on the left. So that's for and you just slightly press it down. The second thing is the roller brush, and it's very important because this roller brush can have a lot of hair stock, as you can see here, around it. So what you will do is, if your robot comes with a tool like this, you can use this and gradually pull the hair out of the brush and clean it and put it back in here. So for monthly maintenance, obviously, depending on how much the robot is used, how often it's used, how large your house is, or how dusty your floors get, this is what you need to be doing. So it's so you should be removing your filters and check it. If they're dirty, you can wash them with a warm water. So this filter, as you can see here, is quite dirty. If you don't wash it, after a while, all the sort of pores get filled with dust, and does not allow air to go through the filter. Again, that will put a lot of exertion on the fan motor. So, and of course, the cleaning will not be as efficient as before because you will not going to get enough suction through the robot. So you can wash them with warm water and dry them completely. Leave them outside for a day to dry completely before you put them back in here and use. Otherwise, you're going to have all the particles stuck to the filter and actually make the performance of the robot worse. So you do not need really to wash inside the dust box. You can do that if it's needed, but after you do that, you need to make sure that you leave it to dry completely. Yeah, I'm gonna show you an example of a sort of wrong maintenance here. This dust box has been soaked in the water, I believe, and as you can see, most of the metal parts have been rusted over time. So obviously that's not good. If you wash the dust box, you need to let it dry immediately outside, or you can dry it with a hair dryer. But usually you don't really need to wash it. You need to empty the dust box. And another thing that I need to mention here is we get these questions about whether they can put detergent into the mopping container, and that's definitely no. and here you can see the detergent gradually destroys the container, the seals inside. So the detergents have various chemicals in them, and that will damage the not only the dust box but also the robot. So never use detergent, only water. After a few months of use, it is advisable to change the HEPA filter because the pores eventually get blocked, and the performance of the robot and the suction will obviously be affected. So after a few months, it is better to change the HEPA filter. The one last thing that you can also check, and it could be important, and in this case of this robot who's been sort of out of maintenance for a long time. I'm going to bring it closer to the camera so you can see here this little wheel barely moves because of the dirt that is around it here. So simply what you can do is you can remove this. You get a small screwdriver, put it here, and gently lift it. So when I lift it, and you can see how dirty it is. I'm going to just show you how dirty this is. So you need to remove all this dirt. And you can remove this with the tweezers. You can clean inside as well. Make sure that all the hair has been removed from this. This can be done maybe every few months. I mean, this is not going to attract too much dirt and hair immediately. Every few months, it'll be good to check it and make sure that it is you don't have too much hair and dirt. Otherwise, again, it does not allow the robot to move. This robot has been really out of maintenance and probably has been working for over a year without getting cleaned. Then you can put the metal part back in there and then press it. Make sure you hear 2 clicks, meaning that it's in place, and now you see it's moving much easier. And that's pretty much it. If you basically do what I showed you here on daily, weekly, monthly, or a few months sort of routines, the robot will last you a very long time. Thank you, and wish you a good day or good night.